Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with One Punch Man. Last time on One Punch Man, we had the Ultimate Master, where basically Saitama and Genos went to get their hero licenses, which they passed with varying degree of colors. Genos and Saitama both completely aced the physical portion of the license exam. But while Genos was able to get a complete 100 on the written exam, Saitama came up a little short. So Genos is now a S-ranked hero, while Saitama is a C-ranked hero. And then they went out for dinner, and Genos got a talk from on My Mask, where he was like, oh, you got to present yourself like a real hero, And then at the end, Genos was like, I would like to live here with you, Master Saitama. And that was that. Yeah. This is where I say no spoilers in the comments whatsoever. This is also where I say if you want to watch my reaction to this episode of One Punch Man, what you gotta do is head down in the description or to the pinned comment, click on the link there, that will take you over to the reaction. You can watch it, hopefully have a good time. When you're done with that, you can hop right back over here to this video for the discussion. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into this episode of One Punch Man. Here we go. Alrighty, an interesting episode, definitely. I like that. So basically now every hero interested and every monster interested is now going to be converging on Saitama's house. That is hilarious, honestly. I do sort of wonder, how much time has passed since, the first episode, probably a month or so, maybe a bit more, because, yeah, it's I kind of want to go back now. It's how many people were living in this part of town, earlier in the season, So, that was really funny. It's just a really funny plot development all around. And I can't wait to see all these, heroes converge, but they're not going to find anything. Now, the villains, they're going to find, Saitama and Genos, and, they're going to find a fight. But that's about it, That's pretty much it. So, alrighty, let's go ahead and hop into the notes. The first thing I wrote down is training/mind. So, yeah, it makes sense that, Saitama is basically I don't really have anything to actually teach him, and I can't just do the strength training because he'll never buy that. So he has to come up with stuff like the mental discipline, which, to be fair, that could be a legitimate part of training. It's just that he's not doing it as a legitimate part of training. Genos is cleaning around the house and stuff. But yeah, it's you have to be in the right mindset. It's he's making that up just completely. But it could work. Just be like Genos, maybe do some meditations and stuff. I don't know. But yeah, so I do kind of like that. It's yeah, he has to figure something out. I wrote down patrol. This was interesting that Class C heroes have to at least, once a week take down a villain or else they'll be kicked out. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, that's pretty interesting, and obviously it forces Saitama to go out and try to catch a villain. I also like that it's he only goes out for the biggest villains. So So he doesn't, when there's no big villains, he doesn't really go out. So it's actually tricky for him to get some, take down a villain once a week, So yeah. But we did get the return of Speedo Sound Sonic, who was there for a little bit and then just completely just owned. I like that. We also got the other hero, Tank Top Tiger. And it does make sense, it's Saitama's running around all crazy looking trying to find a villain. It's actually causing more of a disturbance, So that was really funny. But hey, at least, Sonic, he was I want an actual fight, and these people are getting in my way, and you'll fight if you have a legitimate villain, and it's yeah, that's exactly what he needs. It is also hilarious too that it takes Saitama way too long before he realizes, oh, I can use Sonic as the villain. Like, he's being a villain, I'll take him down, and there you go. That's my villain for the week, you know? So, that was pretty cool. And again, just the fact that he immediately just bop, and he's down, you know? I also like the distinction that pretty much, if it's not a punch, it will not kill, you know? Because he does, like, elbow and stuff like that, and, he does, like, the elbow, and here he just did, like, a chop. Like, unless it is a straight-up punch to a person, it's not going to kill them, you know? Now, could it? Possibly. Because there was also the time with Mosquito Girl, he slapped her. He slapped her so hard that it killed her, you know? So, I suppose it is possible that... But I like to think that, like, this is his way of holding back, is to just not punch a person, you know? So, yeah. We also got the introduction of Tornado. She was pretty interesting. So, okay, I was kind of thinking, like, okay, well, I assume she has some sort of wind powers then, but it kind of seemed to be some sort of, like, levitation powers, so, I don't know, we'll need to get more of her. But yeah, I was kind of thinking, like, do you want, like, a really, like, revealing dress, you know, like a revealing bottom of a dress and have wind powers? That doesn't seem like it would be productive, you know, but whatever. So, yeah, so she wanted to go over to City Z for this investigation. Again, the investigation is really funny that it's like, now, to be fair, yes, there were monsters that, you know, there were monsters that have been showing up at this, you know, corner of town. So I like, you know, how it says, you know, they say, like, well, this whole part of City Z is abandoned, you know, no one lives here. It still gets, like, electricity and water, but nobody really would live here, you know, but it also pretty much shows how Saitama has been able to live there, you know, pretty much for next to nothing, because pretty much before the Hero Association, I don't think he's had a job, you know, so I've always been like, oh, well, how does he afford things, you know, it's like, oh, because he lives in the abandoned section of town, you know, because of all these monsters, you know, so that was really, really funny. I like that. So yeah, we had the investigation, and that led to, I don't remember what the mustache guy was called. It was something ridiculous, but him and Golden Ball went over to investigate, and yeah, it's like, you know, they're investigating, like, these rumors about, like, maybe monsters are living there, you know, these villains are living there, and the thing is, they were, but now they would show up, but Saitama would beat them. But nobody knows that Saitama beats them. Even here, they don't know that Saitama was the one who beat the seaweed monster, you know? So, yeah. But I like that. I liked the two guys, their powers, you know. I mean, the one, you know, Golden Ball, he just had a ball and it turned into a little thing. That was alright. But I like the mustache guy with his sword, you know. And not only was it a sword, you know, he's hitting away all the seaweed and stuff, but then it also twisted and extended and stuff like that. It was like the power pole of swords. So I like that. That was pretty cool. Hopefully he gets to come back at some point. I really liked him. But yeah, and I like that this is now, like the monster said, it's sort of a self-fulfilling prophecy that, you know, monsters hear that monsters live in the ghost section of City Z. So now even though that's not true, monsters are now coming to live there, basically making it a self-fulfilling prophecy. So that's really funny. I really like that. And then, yeah, the fact that this has now brought up rumors and is attracting more heroes and more monsters here, I love that. All of this is because Saitama is that good, and nobody knows that he's doing any of this. Even this villain that we had in this episode, nobody knows that that was him that took him down, you know? Which is interesting. Like, you'd think he would, like, report that, you know, to the Hero Association, but nope. So, this is honestly, like, a funny sort of ongoing story that Saitama is unknown and gets none of the credit, but he is kind of the best. You know, he's the most powerful, you know? And now everyone wants to converge on him just because he's that good, basically. Meanwhile, Genos is there, you know, he's trying to get some training, and, you know, and now he has fangirls that only see his picture and are gushing over him. So yeah, that was all really, really funny. So I'm curious to see where we're going to go. I think we're only halfway through the season by now. So I'll be very curious to see like how this keeps going, you know? Like what is this going to lead to? Is this going to lead to all the heroes and all the monsters converging in City Z? And then Saitama just has to... I don't even know what Saitama would do, you know? Move? Who knows? But yeah, maybe we're building up to an accidental war between heroes and monsters. That'd be kind of funny. But yeah, I just love that it's all just because Saitama is unknown and he's so good, you know? So yeah, this was really, really good. I enjoyed it. Bit of a shorter discussion, but that's alright. And yeah, I'm pretty curious to see where we are going from here. So that's pretty much it. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. If you want to watch more of my One Punch Man reactions, you can click on the playlist, you can subscribe if you haven't done that already, and be sure you hit that notification bell. You can support me on Patreon and follow me on social media, links below in the description. See you guys later.